I told you that President Kennedy is the first president to break the taboo in providing arms to Israel. When he does it, he provides the Hawk anti-aircraft missile. And the Hawk anti-aircraft missile is a purely defensive system. It is good only against aircraft, right? Now, Israel has received no arms from us. I mean, the only arms that the Eisenhower administration, I should be very precise, we did provide 100 recoilless rifles to Israel during the Eisenhower administration. So this is the first weapon system that we provide to Israel, and it triggers an enormous controversy within the administration. Dean Rusk is the Secretary of State, and he says this will set a terrible precedent, and it will cause grave damage to our relations with the Arabs. Now, it's interesting that I'm here in New York saying this, because the same day that the news of this arms sale came out happened to be the same day that Dean Rusk was meeting with the putative leader of Saudi Arabia. I say putative because he was the Crown Prince Faisal. At the time, King Saud was, this is the son of Ibn Saud. King Saud is soon going to be replaced by Crown Prince Faisal. The same day that the news of this sale comes out is the same day that they're meeting here in New York for the UNGA. And guess what Crown Prince Faisal is focused on? Is he concerned about the arms sale to Israel? Is this his preoccupation? Is this what he's raising because it's going to do grave damage to the relationship with the United States? No. What is he concerned about? He's concerned about the coup in Yemen, because the coup in Yemen is backed by Nasser. And this is a mortal threat to the Saudis, and so that's, in fact, what he addresses. He's not concerned about the arms to Israel. He's concerned about the coup in Yemen. 1 week later, he sees President Kennedy. Crown Prince Faisal sees President Kennedy. And is he concerned about the sale of Hawk missiles to Israel? No. He is concerned about economic assistance to Egypt. He is concerned about our outreach to Egypt. He says our economic assistance to Egypt, which is providing at this time about 2/3 of Egypt's bread supply, he is concerned that this economic assistance is freeing up Egyptian resources to cause trouble in the region, change the balance of power in the region, and threaten Saudi Arabia. Now, I said this book, one of the reasons I do all these historical chapters is because in each chapter I cite the kind of echoes that you're going to hear over and over again. Now, do you hear an echo right now? Your economic assistance to Egypt is freeing up Egypt's resources to cause trouble throughout the rest of the region and change the balance of power. It's a grave threat to Saudi Arabia. Have you heard anything familiar that recently? So you substitute the word Iran for Egypt, and does that sound familiar today? What is the grave Saudi concern today? The nuclear deal is going to provide sanctions relief to Iran, and that's going to cause grave trouble, change the balance of power in the region. These arguments appear over and over and over again, and what do they reflect? They reflect that the priority of Arab leaders has been their security and their survival. Does Israel cause them problems? Sure. Do they like our relationship with Israel? No. Are they ever going to make their relationship with us contingent on what we do with Israel? No. You go through the history and you don't see that because they have a different set of priorities. You know, one of my professors was Malcolm Kerr. He was the dean of the American Arabists, and he wrote a book called The Arab Cold War. And he described the competition among them, how they would use the Palestinian issue not to solve it, but as a club to beat the other over the head with. It is the regional competition, it is the regional factors that threaten Arab leaders that is their preoccupation. When the United States is seen as the source of their security, they are never going to put that relationship at risk. And they don't. Now, they also have a strong need, given problems with legitimacy, never to look like they're completely dependent on us. The argument that, gee, if, without the Israelis and the Palestinians, we could have a much bigger military presence there. No, because they'll have an American military presence when they think that it serves their immediate needs. If you go and you look at King Fahd, after the invasion, after Iraq takes over Kuwait, he has to think about whether or not to accept American forces into Saudi Arabia. Does he raise the Israel issue with President Bush, George H.W. Bush when he raises it? No. But he doesn't want to know that we're going to leave. This is the one issue he wants to know, that we won't stay. And so George H.W. Bush promises we won't stay. The key to understanding our relationship with Arab leaders is to understand there's a frame within which those relations will always take place. There is a ceiling above which they'll never go, and there's a floor below which they won't drop. Good statecraft moves you closer to the ceiling. Our problems today with many of them relates to their perception of our reliability. It doesn't relate to what's going on with Israel per se.